Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bets Talk with Show, episode number 3. And today my guest is Tullamore. Welcome to the show, Tullamore.
Hey, hey.
How are you today?
I'm very fine, thanks. I'm well fed.
Yeah,
And,
what did you eat?
Spare ribs.
Spare ribs, always nice.
Spare ribs, bunch of them.
With potato?
No, yeah, with potatoes actually, yeah. But not the
ones you wanted.
Not the ones I wanted. They didn't have the ones I wanted, and they called, and I was very upset that they didn't have the exact right potato, but they got me a different kind of potatoes, which were, yeah, actually quite okay.
Okay. Oh, that's nice, Yeah, before we go to the questions, we do a small, quick, personal summary. So the first one of that is, what's your WoW name?
My WoW name would be Tullamore.
Class?
Warrior.
Spec?
Need to ask. It's protection, of course.
Country?
I'm from Holland.
Yes, nice. Now we go to the 2 options one, and you can choose one of those. Warrior, Paladin.
Warrior.
Frost or Unholy?
Unholy.
Protection or arms?
Protection.
1 or 2-hander?
2.
Swords of Axis?
Axis.
Axis, okay. Well, this one is obvious. Night Elf or Blood Elf?
Night Elf.
Lore or Heroic Mode?
Lore.
Alliance or Horde?
Alliance.
Mounts or Pets?
Mounts.
Progress or Achievements?
Progress gives you achievements.
Progress or Achievements?
Progress.
Progress. Solo or group content?
Group content.
Garrosh or the Lich King?
Lich King.
Yeah. So to go back to the first one, Warrior Paladin.
Yeah.
Well, for you it's obvious, but maybe not for our
Yeah.
viewers or listeners. So why the Warrior?
I like Warrior. It was actually it was the second character I made was a Warrior. The first one was a Druid. I think it lived for exactly 5 minutes.
5
Then
minutes?
I discovered that you didn't like get to hit stuff with a sword. So I logged back out and made a Warrior. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I've leveled a Paladin a bit until level 57, I think it is. And there was the second Paladin I attempted to level because the idea of a Paladin, I'm drawn to the idea of a Paladin basically because of Warcraft 3, where Paladins are really badass, and even Warcraft 2, where you wanted to have as many Paladins as possible because they were the ones sitting on a horse and they were the strongest characters in game.
And the voice, and their voice was.
And their voice, yeah, indeed. What did they say? How can I serve?
Yeah, but it was so.
Yeah. Very deep low voice.
Yeah,
But you wanted them because they could heal and they were badass and they could, get the chargers and then the extra quick chargers and whatever. But then in game it feels kind of meh because I don't know, they do what warriors do, only then they do with big flashy yellow light.
Yeah.
Which feels kind of fabulous, which is, I don't know. No, warriors is. I like the idea of the warrior where you use yourself as a weapon more as anything else.
Yeah,
Where
it's pure you, with your weapons, of course, and if your protection with shields and such. But yeah,
the one of the signature moves of a warrior would then be charge, and where you literally just propel yourself into your enemy and bash into it as hard and as fast as you can. And then the best thing of charge is when you have a big fat shield equipped and you just bash your shield into the head of whoever is in front of you. And yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah, nice. Well, I asked you Frost or Unholy, but I don't know why I asked you that, because that's more DK wise, so we'll just skip that one. So we go to the protection and arms. Well, you chose protection.
Yeah.
Why did you
Uh,
why protection and not arms? Because arms is better. You can hit stuff more with bigger weapons. You know.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Oh, sorry, or something on my throat. Uh,
No
but
worries.
no, I was actually when I started my warrior. Um, I had one of these beginner packs where you could go to level 10 and then you have to buy the game.
Yeah.
And I bought the game and I was really shocked that my character was gone because apparently I started on a US server, which I had no clue what servers were. So my first warrior Tullamore is still I still have this account because you can still if I would pay money for that US server,
You can go
I
back.
could
Yeah.
I could log in and find my level 10 warrior Tullamore back. But anyway, I started over, named the thing Tullamore again. I did the first 10 levels, which are quick anyway. And but back then you had the three talent trees
Yeah.
where you could spec points into, and you could put points into protection, and then like put 1 point in thunderclap, which would make your thunderclap better. But then you in the fury tree you could put 1 point into berserker rage, and then in the arms tree you could put 1 point into mortal strike. So I did exactly that. I had points in every three of the trees,
Yeah.
and when I was about level 64, I met this really awesome dude from Belgium, and he was the guild master of a guild called the Bravehearts.
Hmm.
And he inspected me and he said, "Dude, what the hell are you doing? What do you think you're doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." And we got to talking, and then he said, "Well, where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Holland." He said, "Oh, I'm from Belgium." And then we started typing in Dutch, and I joined his guild. And then he said to me, "Well, look, you should be a tank because that's what warriors do best." Like, all right, I'll be a tank. What the hell is a tank? And I had no idea. I was doing quests until then, and I haven't done. I don't think I did any dungeons, or maybe I did, but maybe I did like what's the one in Ashenfield or in the temple there down there where you fight the big turtles and then you fight the Shadow Council and then I don't know.
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I did that one, but because just only because there used to be a quest in Darnassus from Argent Tournament or the Argent something something E, not the Argent Tournament obviously, but the
Dawn
Argent
or something.
Argent Dawn indeed, and it was to go and find the scout in that dungeon,
Ah. Okay.
who was there. And that quest is removed from the game now, so actually you don't get sent there for the Argent Dawn anymore.
No.
But you still get there, but because of other reasons, I don't know why. But and I think that was the reason why I did that one.
Okay.
What was I saying? Yeah, protection. So
Awesome.
this guy he explained to me, you should put all your talent points in one tree until you get to the final one, and then whatever is left you can put in different trees that give you extra stuff. I
Yeah.
really liked this system actually in the end when I discovered that you can really play around with it and spec for different kind of stuff. But from then, so from level 64 on, I was a tank suddenly, and he explained me he was a paladin. Funnily enough, he was a paladin tank, and he explained me like about threat and dungeons and the whole role system of being a tank, a healer, or DPS, and uh, and from there on, yeah, the ball rolled to where it's now, and now I'm just a full-time tank, and I'm enjoying it, and I think it's one of the most fun things to do in the game, just to see how many mobs you can get to hit you and get as many damage on you and
And still
find a
be
way of
alive.
surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course healers play a big role in that, but I always enjoy when suddenly a healer, we used to have a period where healers would all the time tell me when I was out of range,
Oh
like,
yeah.
"You're out of range." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm still at 100% health, so relax." And then where they suddenly notice that, hey, he doesn't need so much healing or anything, and it's fun when you come into puck groups and they say, "Hey, you're a good tank because you don't need to heal you so much, or you're not spiky or whatever," and that's fun. And yeah, so I enjoy tanking. And arms is cool. I mean, you get to hit stuff, but arms was cooler when Bladestorm was only in the arms talent tree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, the whole flavor of all the different specs for me kind of disappeared when they made the new talent system for Mists of Pandaria. So now I'm tanking with,
With
from
Bladestone.
yeah, with Bladestorm. That was like cool for exactly 2 days, and then it was like, oh, this is a bit strange actually. And then from the next expansion, I will be tanking with both Bladestorm and Shockwave.
Oh yeah.
Because in Warlords of Draenor they're separating those into two different talent trees. So yeah, you bet I'll be trying that out. But
Ooh, awesome. Yeah.
yeah, Arms was really cool. Also because it had this really fun knockover attack. It was called what was it called? I had no idea. Like impaling throw or something. Something warrior like, and you could charge to someone and it was stunned for 3 seconds. Especially in PvP when I was playing PvP in Cataclysm a lot, and then you charge to this person and then when he came out of the stun, you would knock him over with this knockback, and the visual of that was really epic because you would literally see someone fall back. So yeah, Arms is cool, but nah, Proud wins. So.
The two and one hander thingy. You said two hander,
Yeah.
but you are a protection warrior.
Yeah, but I mean, when I'm not protecting, I'm Fury, and I have the biggest two-handers in game I can find. It's something of that. I mean, two-handed swords, axes, maces, whatever you want. It's.
Oh yeah, you said those, but you chose axes.
I said axes, yeah.
Why did you choose axes instead of swords? Because for me a warrior is like I have a shield, I have a sword, and you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Also because you're alliance, axes axes me for me more like I'm an orc tank or something.
yeah, maybe. No, I like axes because I mean dwarves use axes as well.
Dwarves, yeah, that's true.
No, because for a warrior, you have a lot of throwing attacks, and it just doesn't make sense to throw away your like ash candy.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. So and then axes because Shadowmourne,
Shadow one, yeah.
you know. And what I like about axes is that they have this big surfaces with the big pointy. Well, it's just that they're bigger.
Yeah.
That's what I like about axes. It's bigger. Yeah. And and with an axe, like you could even imagine like if you're in combat that when you won't use it to cut someone, you could use like the dull end to just bash into someone really, really hard.
Yeah.
No, I like a lot of axes, but although I don't like the axe models in World of Warcraft that much, but I have a really cool set of axes from Blackwing Lair actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I saw you grinding there a lot and to
Yeah,
get a lot of
currently
items.
I don't have them equipped now, but they're really cool. It's like a big two-handed axes with dragons on both sides of the blades, and it's really I love the weapons for Blackwing Lair, and I think by now I have them all. Yeah.
Night elf, blood elf, then.
Mm.
Oh, you're a night elf, so that was probably obvious. But it's still elves, so
It's still elves, so yeah, I guess
yeah, they're kind of the same.
they're. No, they're not. But no, I guess if I were to play a horde, I thought about this a lot, but I would be either a Tauren or a Blood Elf. Because Tauren are just really cool. I think Tauren are really cool, and they should have been with the Lions really because, well, they were on the continent with the Night Elves anyway for I don't know how many thousands of years, so they could have made a deal somewhere. But
Yeah, and
but
they're
anyway,
both for
there's
the
already
nature.
like
So,
the Druid love is already there, so they should
yeah.
have been one faction. But that aside, and they can give like Morgans to Horde. They're like more Horde, but Blood Elves. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Why are they not the same? Because you say they're not the same, and you choose for the night elf. So.
Yeah, because well, Blood Elves they have this craving for magic, with which they almost destroyed the world, and after the Sundering, that's all. That's just from a lore perspective that they were, they still wanted to use the magics,
Yeah.
and so at that point you had like the Kaldorei, the Night Elves, and
Yeah.
the Keldorei, which are then the High Elves, like the Highborn, right? And they had the arcane magics, but it was just like from an arrogant perspective of Ashara that they were called highborn because they could wield magic, but they weren't actually indeed more powerful than the other elves. It's just like they have this whole arrogance and this. I don't like it, and of course blood elves. It's like a
They hoard now.
curse.
We don't care about them
It's
anymore.
also like the blood elves now, the Cinderai. They have it's their craving for magic is actually a curse. They have, and you can see it in the difference on their eyes. There's this one fantastic passage. I think it's in the book of the Dawn of the Dragon or something. Where anyway, someone encounters Farisa Windrunner and calls her a blood elf, and she says, "Look into my eyes," and dare say that once again. And it's because of the difference of the eye color. High elves have blue eyes, blood elves have green eyes,
Yeah.
and elsewise they look exactly the same. And the green eyes is just like the corrupted magic, which is inside of them.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's like a corruption involved with the Cinderai, with the blood elves, that I don't like. And well, the night elves seem to be able to put all what they are and have aside for a greater good, like how Melchior and Stormrage sacrificed the immortality of the night elves to save the world tree.
Yeah.
So basically, I think both of them are in the right faction. You have like the bad guys, arrogant blood elves on one side.
Well, our horde viewers will not be happy about this.
Yeah, no, but I mean, they want more power. They not Lorthamar. He's fine. Like he doesn't even want to be like the boss of the Cinderai. But well, he is because his father was.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he doesn't even want the power, but like blood elves, also like their little voices in the game, they're really arrogant and they need more power and they crave for like extra and they feel they're higher and better than everyone else. And then you have the night elves, which are, well, they're not nice people. I mean, they're actually like the lore of Tyrann the Whisperer is actually quite, she's quite a bitch if you can really get to know her. But
yes, she can be hard.
Yeah, so they're not nice people, but still, like they try to do stuff for the greater good or something. Yeah.
Well,
So
the
that's
people listen to you, and they probably understand the lore against heroic mode now. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Alliance Horde, well, that's also very obvious now.
Yeah.
But
I like Horde. I like the Horde in Warcraft 3, but I don't like the Horde how it is now.
well, that's also a bit about Garrosh, of course, because he destroyed it a lot. The whole
Yeah, but
Horde.
also what happened to Thrallgon, Thrall Sissy and everything. I like Thrall better when he was with Doomhammer, and this whole Stormbolt attack that warriors have basically comes from Thrall, where he would throw it with lightning.
Yeah.
That was his thing. And
It's
I
more
just said
shamanism,
Thrall,
actually, for me. But
Thrall or whatever.
isn't it more shamanism?
Yeah.
Stormbolt?
Yeah, I think it is, and it also reminds me a lot about the little dwarves riding on griffins in Warcraft 2, but they seem to be gone. So
Yeah. Mounts pets then? You
Yeah.
said mounts.
yeah, mounts. I mean, you actually get to do stuff with them, and the whole Pokemon thing. I mean, come on. Yeah, no, mounts are cool, and
It's more like status or something. Like I have this
I don't
mount.
care
or-
so much about status. I like how you can. Actually, I like how you can use mounts in different environments, and there's probably a lot of people that don't really care about that. But I guess there's some bit of a role player in me that I like. When I'm on Elven territory, I ride a Frost Saber, and when I'm near humans, and not horses because elves look stupid on horses, but I use different mounts. And
The same as Boomkins, by the way.
I tend, Boomkins look great on colors, but there's this, when we're in raids or something, I tend to use like this more war-like mounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
With more armor, such or whatever.
It fits the character, and I think that's what's also charming about the game, that you can like put your character into different situations, and I mean, everyone, I think most of the players now are using transmogrification, and mounts are a part of it,
Yeah.
like how your character looks. And yeah, I mean, I bumped into Time Lost Proto-Drake last week by accident, and I mean, of course, I was happy when I was the first one to get my axe on it, and there was one hunter looking, and he was shouting at me, because apparently he camped it for months.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, look what I flew into. But now, of course, I was happy when I got it after. I mean, I started playing WoW during Lich King, so I knew about this mount and I'd never seen it, and now suddenly it was there, so I was very happy.
So
But
he was like, "Hey, Till, I'm here."
yeah, no, he literally spawned in front of my face, so it was cool. And but I was there for Furigosa, by the way, to get the Frostbitten achievement, which is something I still don't have. But no, I like mounts better than pets, because pets are fun. I think I like pets better when they weren't actually battle pets.
It's too Pokemon-ish for you.
Yeah, I think I like them better, because then, when you would get a pet, you're like, oh, I have this rare pet. But now you can get this rare pet 3 times, which doesn't make it rare anymore. I don't get those whole idea,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also feels a bit stupid to have like 3 times Jeeves. like as a battle pet. Yeah, I don't get it. No. So pets, yeah, I run around with the Perky Pug out a lot. And now there's this funny NPC on Timeless Isle that spawns once every while, where you can buy the funny hats for your pug.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I have a bunch of those in my bag, and then once in a while I get my pug out, dress him up as a pirate. Good times.
Progress and achievements. You chose progress instead
Yeah,
of
but
achievements.
Nah, yeah, that's not really fair, because I like achievements.
But you also like
Because
progress.
the whole thing about progress is when you kill that thing, it's the big flashy achievement in your screen. So that's like the whole fun of it, and especially when you have like over I don't know how many wipes on one. And when I was raid leading, at some evenings you would notice that like one remark or one little tip or hint, or you would come up with an idea, would actually get you the kill, and then it was extra nice when you got the achievement in your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
but more in the way if you can choose, like let's do this raid to kill that progress boss, or I will want to accomplish all the achievements in that zone or something. More in that way. What do you choose then?
it depends if it's current content or not. If it's I would always go raid progress over old content achievements.
Okay. So you are more progress than achievement then.
Yeah, because achievements are also they only really count when you get them during current progress.
Yeah, if it's for raiding, yeah. But there are also a lot of other achievements.
Yeah,
that don't have any nothing to do with raids or whatever.
Yeah, but I have those. So that's not almost have all general achievements, and I have all exploration all exploration.
But when are you more happy?
All
If you get that exploration one or that progress one? That raid boss you kill, or
when I kill raid bosses, that's really cool. And I mean, the exploration stuff and the questing stuff, that's what I do in my own time. So you also asked solo versus group content, and which is a really difficult question for me, because what I like about the game, also because I did it for 64 levels on my first character, is the solo content. But hey, it stops when you reach level 90, pretty much.
yep. Then you have to switch.
I really like questing. I really like getting through zones, getting to see all the NPCs and stuff like that. So I like that, and I like getting the feeling that your character is the epic one, and like making the difference out there.
Yeah.
But at level 90, you if you want to do all of the game, and I like raiding, you go raid and you need groups.
Yeah, you can't kill those bosses alone anymore.
No. So that's why I like group content, and that's why I also chose group content.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last one was Garrosh or Lich King, and you chose Lich King.
Yeah.
What's the big reason behind that?
I think Lich King was just a more badass than Garrosh.
Yeah,
I mean,
it also you also the encounter and such.
yeah. I mean, Garrosh in the end he destroyed one city, one province, and
Well, he dismantled the horde.
he dismantled the horde. He killed. You know what? You know what would have made him more badass in game is if we would have actually like met more of the Alliance generals that he killed during the fall of Tullamore.
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of those guys are actually gone from the game, but I have the feeling that they were just like they used to be quest NPCs that they had to ditch somehow. Like the guy at the gate in Stormwind, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But the only quest he would give is like, "Hey, you bring this letter to Red Ridge Mountains" or something like that.
Mhm.
And then they invented those quest boards in the middle of the city, and they didn't need those NPCs anymore. But you never really got to meet those guys, which made didn't make it feel like they are missed. Maybe, but maybe that's just my feeling. Like for instance, like the NPCs with real big lore value and that they will use later on.
Yeah.
For instance, Chandra's Feathermoon weren't killed. Uh, and obviously, Frieza Windrunner wasn't killed because she had to avenge Ronin. I mean, and why the hell did Ronin die? Just so Jaina Proudmoore could become leader of the Kirin Tor, which only led to uh, destroying a lot of Sun Reavers.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
So
painful.
that isn't yet that didn't really develop that far yet. So no, I mean Garrosh, yeah, he's badass and stuff. He dismantled the horde and he killed Bane. Sorry, Garen Bloodhoff. But all that stuff didn't happen in game, and that's the difference with Lich King is that every single thing he did happened in game, be it Warcraft 3
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
World of
he had a
Warcraft.
big background in
Yeah.
with Warcraft 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Also because, but that's of course different for the Horde players because we had Arthas,
Yeah.
and no, actually it's exactly the same for Horde players because Horde players now that played Warcraft 3 had to play through the obligatory content in Warcraft 3 with Arthas. When you start with him and you start off with Uther meeting Jaina, and then going to Stratholme to cleanse the shit out of it,
Yeah.
and then slowly getting corrupted, of going to Icecrown, getting
The
what's
sword.
the sword? What's it called? No, Frostmourne. Yeah,
Cosmore. Yeah.
and getting corrupted and becoming the Lich King, and in the end destroying um, Quel'Thalas, right? I think that's the last thing you do.
Um,
You might even fight Illidan in Warcraft 3,
yeah,
but
and
I'm
he
not
and he
sure.
killed his own father, of course, but that was before.
Yeah, but that's the cinematic. So, I mean, but you all get to do that, and then you come into World of Warcraft, and you meet Chromie in the Caverns of Time, and you do that dungeon where you do the cleansing of Stratholme.
So at home. Yeah.
And then, of course, you slowly get to hate Arthas, no matter what he does.
Yeah.
If you play Horde or Alliance, you slowly get to hate him. Like first, he's like the pretty playboy from the Alliance side, the big hero to be next king of Lordaeron.
Goran. Yeah.
And then slowly you start to hate him, and you're like, dude, get a grip. And then he fires Uther, and then threatens Jaina, and then everything goes wrong, and then kills his father in the end. And then then just
Yeah.
like, hey, fuck you,
And
nobody's
and
going
and
to.
he burns the ships in Northrend.
Ah, yeah, of course, he burns his
Also.
own
Yeah.
ships, his own men. So that's yeah, yeah. And then of course, when he turns Sylvanas into a banshee, it's also
So yeah.
it's such a long process where you get to hate him. And Garrus was just like, I mean, of course he was being a dick in Northrend, but I mean, he was still like a brilliant, and he still is a brilliant war hero, and brilliant general, and he knows a lot about tactics, and I think that that one quest you get to do in Outland, if you're a horde, where you bring Thrall back to what's the problem? Nagrand, you know, and
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
meets Garrosh, and he gives Garrosh the Gorehowl, and he tells him about how Gromash ended the corruption of the orcs, and you know what. That's apparently pretty nice to see, you know, and but then you know Garrosh is like a pup. He's doing completely insecure and has no idea.
What he wants.
Yeah, and then slowly he becomes more proud, and you know he becomes a general in the
He
horde,
wants to
and
be.
he does a good job, and he proves himself, and
He wants
then
to be his father. Yeah.
yeah, you know, but then he becomes cocky, and then he actually becomes the war chief of the horde, and from that moment on, he starts making the most complete idiotic decisions, but not even because out of strategy, but in the beginning you just think he's stupid.
Yeah.
You know, when he kills Cairn Bloodhoof and he doesn't even apologize, never. Of course, he shows remorse a bit, you know, but only because he didn't kill him. Like honestly, you know, if he would have killed him, just with his axe and not with the poison.
Yeah. Then he felt later. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like he does stupid, and you just feel that there's a stupid idiot in charge
Yeah.
of
He,
such a big faction.
he
So
also
it's a completely different feeling, like with the Lich King.
he also thinks that he make his army is. He thinks he gets powerful and powerful, but in the end, no one believed anymore in him, except
Yeah,
his own Gorkon or such, of course. But yeah, but all
yeah,
all the other races, the trolls and the goblins are like, oh fuck that guy,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So yeah,
Just because he's being stupid, you know, because I mean, he would have had a strong ally in Sylvanas, weren't it? Not that he completely left the undead to die in Worgen State Land.
yeah,
Where do the Worgen live again?
Gilneas.
Gilneas, yeah, indeed. So he just used the undead.
He uses everyone.
Yeah,
Only orcs are good for him.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But we're driving off now too much to Garrosh. And
Oh, sorry.
no
What was the
worries.
question again?
Garrosh
Oh,
or
Lich
Lich
King
King,
was
but
better.
you made your point.
Yeah, Lich King is just more awesome.
Let's go to some other questions. You already mentioned a bit that you started WoW with the Lich King expansion.
Mm-hmm.
What were your first thoughts about the game, and what did you do in the beginning and such?
I can imagine I played on such a bad laptop. That I can remember that I was on a flight path from I started a Night Elf, and then pretty early in the Night Elf quest line, you have to follow the path of a Sentinel, and you have to find the Scythe of Elune. So that sounds pretty important because Elune being the goddess of the Night Elves and everything, you're like, oh, I really need to do this. So you have to take the boat. You have to take the boat to Stormwind. And I'm standing inside the nest, and I'm like, what boat? You know,
Where's the boat?
I'm like, which boat? And normally, you know, by that time they had implemented like the little numbers on your map to get to stuff and anything. So I pressed the map, and I saw Teldrassil from the top, and I saw Darnassus.
For a harbor or something? Yeah.
No, you don't see the harbor yet. Because I was looking for
No,
it.
you were looking on your map, like where's that
I was
boat?
looking on my map, but there was also no number. There was no number because the number of to do the quest was actually in Eastern Kingdoms. I didn't know existed by then. So, but and then I asked this. I saw this other player walking around, and I was typing in /ash all the time. I was like, hey, can you bring me to the boat? And he's like, yeah, you have to go through the portal. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't go through the portal because I had found portals inside the Temple of Elune, which was the portal to Outland, of course, which required level 56, which I wasn't by far. So he literally said, no, you dumbass, you have to go into this portal. And he brought me to the portal down to Ruthrend Village. And he said, take this boat, you'll go to Stormwind and you'll get there, which I thought was really nice of him. Because he actually gave me the full description of how to get to my quest. And then I came to Stormwind, and I lagged out like a madman on Destiny because my laptop couldn't handle all the players and everything. And but at that time, of course, most of the player base was in Dalaran, but still, Stormwind was already quite something. Anyway, I managed to get to the flight path just barely, like literally, when you're walking, and I asked the guard, one of the NPCs, he was flight master and everything, and and I managed it, and I fell off into the water at the flight path in Stormwind. You can just run out into the canal. I fell off so many times because I was trying to get to click the guy. Anyway, I clicked him, and I remember that I took the flight path to not Darkshire, the province underneath Elwyn Forest, Dark
This good?
Shire. That's good. I took it at least 20 times because I was so freaking pissed off that every time, like, I would lag out in the middle of the flight path, probably just over Lions Bride Inn, where everyone was PvPing,
Yeah.
and I would lag out, and then like after 5 minutes, I would just boom be prompted to Duskwood. I'm like, no, I want to see the flight path, and I would just go back and forth until I had seen everything. Yeah, that's good memories. So
So
I
that's
don't
where your
remember.
one of your first thoughts.
There was yeah, that's like the earliest thoughts I remember, and other than that, I just remember awesome Teldrassil and the music there, and just walking around, and I was like level 6 when I decided, like, oh, this quest, like, bring me that, and kill so many of this stuff. I was getting a bit tired of that already at level 6, and then I just decided just to follow the road on Teldrassil and see where it led.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I saw the gates of Darnassus. But yeah, they had this big ballistas pointing out towards you, and I thought, oh shit, this is like probably shouldn't go there. And then, I was a bit afraid to go into Darnassus because I had no idea what it was. Just you're walking around through this foresty area all the time, and you have this little cute villages and trees and everything, and
Nice
everyone's friendly.
people. And yeah.
Yeah, and then suddenly, you get to the gates of Darnassus, and there's this ballista, pointing at you. And then, oh yeah, and I remember the big walking tree, the
Yeah, the
Master of
protectors.
Lore or protectors, yeah. And when you click them, they had the skulls, because you couldn't see which level.
Which level they were.
I'm like, oh, this skulls probably means they're going to kill me. Oh, never mind, I won't go there. And I turned around and decided to do the quests anyway, which eventually sent me to the Nessus.
The Nessus.
I remember the complete awe I had for the how huge the city was. And there was no one there, of course. It was like just me and a bunch of NPCs. But I was like,
This is my home.
This game is so big. This game is so big, And then soon after that, I had to go through this portal to the boat to Stormwind. And so this guy led me through the portal, and then I remember you had to walk a bit over a boardwalk to get to the flight master of Rotherham village. Now that's all destroyed and everything.
Oh
but
yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah. You're right. Yeah, I can
But
remember
you had,
that.
you
Yeah.
had to walk over the boardwalk, and then you could take a bird to Oberdeen,
Yeah.
which is also destroyed. And and I was on the bird, and I remember that shortly after I started playing, I recruited my brother. And like when he was level 10 and had to go through the portal and had to go to Oberdeen to deliver a message, it's like the first time you take a flight path. You have the same quest from Stormwind to Goldshire, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that you get for the first time on a flight path. And I remember that I was with my brother on the in-game, no, on Skype, or otherwise on the in-game chat.
Mhm.
And I said to him, look, follow me into the tree. And he was like, what? Into the tree? Yeah, we're going to the tree. And I'm like, okay. Oh, what the hell is this? Yeah, this is a whole different place. Because if you thought the Teldrassil was big, like I thought, just wait until you see this. And he's like, oh, what's this place? I said, yeah, talk to this guy. And then click, I'd like to fly to Oberdeen. He's like, fly? What do you mean fly? I said, just click it. And he clicked, and he was like, what the fuck? I want a bird. Oh, you're flying. And then what's this? And then when you come to Oberdeen, I said, yeah, now press your map, click your map. And he was like, and then he saw this whole continent of Kalimdor. And he's like, what the fuck is this? Because we hadn't yet discovered that if you right click that you zoom out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, it's
Amazing,
ridiculous.
yeah.
So the first moments in WoW was just like this game is so incredibly big, and what I like, what they're going to do in Warlords of Draenor is that you cannot use your own flying mount. I really like it because old world flying like Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms flying really destroyed the the feeling of the hugeness of the World of
Yeah,
Warcraft.
true.
I mean, you can fly from Stranglethorn to Quel'Thalas. You know, it's maybe 7, no, not even 6 minutes, I think.
Well, if you know, because if you fly to through Ironforge, then you get the loading screen already.
Yeah, if you use flight path, but if you mean
Yeah.
if you just fly yourself,
Yeah,
it's
it takes some time. Yeah, you're faster flying than if you do it with the
yeah,
ground mount.
of
So.
course. But I mean, remember those quests where you're like level 24? No, yeah, and you have to like walk from Ironforge to Manethil Harbor.
Oh, yeah. Those were the days.
That will take you a few hours, and that's cool because you get a feeling that you're in a vast environment, like
Yeah.
a big, and then you get to 60 and you learn flying and you just fly over everything. You're like, oh, there it is. Oh, there was. You know, it's not as fun for
No.
me.
No.
I can imagine a lot of people being cranky about not flying in Warlords of Draenor, but I like it.
Yeah, but they will get used to it, you know. If it's not
course.
there, then it's not there. But they will make the flight pass also better then, because now you're like,
Yeah.
I have to go to point B, but let's go to C and D first, and then go to B. You're there. And,
that is annoying.
and now they will change that. So yeah,
Yeah, indeed.
awesome. Well, you know,
What they should change also is like the little clingy noises the flight paths make flying over every other flight path you pass, because it really feels like you're paying really too much money to take a flight path. It's two gold, and you're like, okay, here's 2 gold, and then they shouldn't make this whole paying noises
yeah,
along the road.
that's it's probably more for the game itself. That's nice. Oh yeah, he paid here. He can go for the.
Ah, yeah.
Well, you're now in the Order of Ezra, but were you in another guild as well before that?
Yeah, I started off in first guild I joined was the Burning Blades.
The Burning Blades, and which
Burning
server was that?
Blade.
Which-
On well, it must have been Hellfire because I was never on a different one.
Okay, yeah, then it's probably Hellfire.
Yeah, Burning Blades. So that sounded cool because you know you get a lot of those guild spam invites, and I had no idea what a guild was.
Yeah,
So, but then suddenly like the Burning Blades, I'm like, all right, that's really cool. And then later I learned it was a orc tribe called Burning Blade, and I'm like, oh fuck this shit. But anyway, no, I was in that guild. It was actually really nice. Until I came across guild called the Bravehearts.
yeah, you mentioned that with that warrior.
Which
yeah.
yeah,
How
so
long
that-
how long have you been in these two guilds?
I think I was in Burning Blades for actually pretty long. Cause until like level 64 or something, maybe from level 12,
Yeah.
level 64, and then I came into Bravehearts, and there was actually when I was like level 15, I was walking through Ashenvale.
Yeah.
It's possible, right? Yeah. Doing some quests, and there was this group of players actually leveling. And I remember really well, it was a Night Elf Druid, a human paladin, and another human. I think it was a priest or a mage, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a mage. And I came across them, and they were killing the mobs I had to kill. So I was like, dudes, what are you doing? This is my quest. Get out!
Get out of here.
You know, go do something else. I need to kill these, and you're killing all of them. They were like, ha ha ha, you little noob. That's how the game works. You know, get into our group and we'll do it all together. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And so we did the one quest, and I was like, well, hey, thanks, I'm off now, and I'll see you later. And then I moved to the next one and discovered they were on it as well. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, they're everywhere, these people. And then, so they invite me back to the group, and this one druid was called Laranay. And
Okay. You still remember those names? That's cool.
I remember the name because she explained pretty much everything I know about the game, except for the talent points. She forgot to mention that. But, yeah. Anyway, but so and then from there on, I literally leveled until level 80 together with her.
Okay.
And she was in this guild called the Braveheart, so I went over to that guild, which was cool because my last name is actually Braveheart. Hey,
Yeah.
so that was cool. And so I stayed in that guild for a pretty long time, and then with this druid, I decided. She said, "Well, do you want to make like our own guild?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, that sounds cool. How does that work?" And so we signed the guild thingy together with my brother, who was then playing, and Stoere Ridder, who we
Stoere Ridder.
recruited into the game.
Yeah.
And we started the guild called. I still don't remember why we called it that, but it was called the Sisters of Ilun, because something like the Brotherhood of Ilun was already taken or something, so it became the Sisters of Ilun. Anyway, I was in that guild with Larene, her husband,
Mm-hmm.
my brother, Stuur Ridder, my girlfriend, Stuur's girlfriend, and a bunch of other people, socials.
Oh, yeah? Were they also in that guild?
Yes. Yeah, the Sisters of Ilun. And then, well, nothing really happened because it was like 8 people in that guild, and we did social stuff.
Yeah.
And but I was fine because I was leveling and doing. I was still getting to level 80, so this was like when I was like level 72 or something, and getting to level 80. And then at level 80, my brother, who was always more fanatic at the game than me when he played it, discovered this thing called raiding. I'm like, what the hell is raiding? So it was really cool. It's like a dungeon but with 10 people. I'm like, oh, sounds chaotic. So no, it's actually quite cool, and well, you have to try it out one day. And then a few weeks after that, he joined the Order of Azeroth, and
Dutch only.
yeah, Dutch only guild. And he said, "Yeah, this is much cooler, you know, because it's all Dutch guys, and you just get to hang in Skype and talk Dutch, and you know, and they're all really nice, and they know about this rating, and they're really good." I'm like, okay, well, I'll check that out for myself then.
Yeah.
And he said, well, anyway, because at that point, this Sisters of the Ilun guild was completely dead.
Oh,
Yeah, I wonder
the
why.
power of Ilun is gone.
Yeah. And he said, well, you should come over to this guild. I'm like, oh, sure. I don't mind. So I quit that guild. Never saw Larene again, which was funny because when you spend so much time with one other character in game, but also I think she stopped playing on that character, went to a Horde server or something. That was the start of that whole guild falling apart. By the way, that was it. So out of kind of a loyalty, I was still hanging in that guild, and I thought, well, this fuck that. So I went also to Order of Azeroth, Dutch only guild, and in the first raid, because it was like, oh, what's your spec? I'm like, I think I'm a tank. And they're like, oh, how's your gear? I don't know. Anyway, and I remember my brother saying, no, but he's a good tank, you know, he can do the shit. And I'm like, okay, good. And then I came in Skype, talking with you and Hero, Apple Killer. There was this funny Belgian healer who was shouting at everyone all the time. I don't know if you remember him. Belgian guy, like, what was his name? It doesn't matter. But anyway, and then we did Nextremes, this council fight, just before or just after the big spider. Just before the big spider.
Yeah, did we do Nextremes?
Yeah, that was the first raid I joined.
Okay.
Was Nextremes, was that council fight, and Apple Killer was the other tank on his paladin, and he explained me which one I had to taunt.
Yeah.
And keep with me. And he said, if you take that one, I think I had to take the boss because it was just one target, and he took the rest of the group. I think it was like that.
Yeah.
So I remember throwing my axe at the boss and taunting him, and then.
What was your feeling after that experience? Your first raid?
I remember thinking, wow, is this it? Because this is really easy, because we were overgeared for Nextremes.
Okay, fair enough.
We were in Lich King tier doing Nextremes. And I didn't realize that at the moment because I didn't know about all the tiers. Because when I hit 80, I went to Dalaran, and this I walked up to this other warrior and I was like, "Hey, dude, can you help me?" He's like, "Yeah, what up?" I said, "Well, you look like you know how this game works because he had all this flashy gear and everything,
Yeah.
and I didn't. I was like a half outland trinkets,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Eastern Kingdom rings and like a sword from the Hellfire Citadel." And so I was like, okay, where do I get better gear? And he's like, oh, you have to do dungeons. I'm like, okay, cool. And then he brought me to Argent Tournament
Oh yeah.
grounds where there was this vendor for warrior stuff. And he said, only buy this gear with just points, and don't take any other gear anymore. Just take this and make sure you have all these pieces, and then by then you know how the game works or something. He told me like that. And it was true because when I had all those pieces, we did Nexomas, and I was like, oh, so now there's raiding, and I got one of those tokens.
Oh yeah.
You know, switched it in for better gear. So yeah, that was the first raid with the Order of Azeroth.
Nice. Oh
And
yeah,
then
you.
the second one I think was Lich King, and then Appo was healing, and then Merciless joined the guild.
Well,
And since
you already talked about some people that you played with in the other guilds.
yeah,
What are the raids that you really like? Is it like the environment or something? Which raid is like, yeah, this was my raid, just for environment, just how it looks.
I have Firelands, I think.
Yeah, Firelands.
Yeah, really like Battlelag.
Oh, you know our first thoughts about that one. How
Yeah.
the hell do we gonna do this?
How what?
What?
How did they? There's no guilds can do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's really fun, you know. Where you go into. I like this kind of stuff, you know. It's a yeah. I think it was at the same time when the Lord of the Rings, the third movie,
Yeah.
where Frodo gets stung by this big spider, you know, and
Yeah.
there and the boss. So it was really cool to just defeat a big ass spider. No, so I like Firelands.
And what was your best encounter? What was the one you encounter wise? Which boss? Just how the fight works and such. And the epicness of the boss itself, maybe.
Actually, lately I really start to enjoy Shaft Pride Heroic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's of course the boss is static, it doesn't move. So it doesn't involve a lot of tank placement, which I never really liked that. If you're like your main job as a tank is to keep something somewhere, that's ridiculous. That's like, come on. But like as if you know you could if like Ragnaros when he's moving around. Like, can you imagine Ragnaros heroic? You know, you just shout at him and say, "Hey, target me!" And he walks mindlessly, like follows you around the room right into a trap.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
but yes,
that's just-
but you said something about his mom, so yeah, of course you'll get mad on you.
Yeah, no, so but I like that, but what I like about Shaft Pride Heroic is like when you get to use all of Warrior's signature abilities a lot. For instance, Wounded Pride comes on me, the other tank taunts. I get to like heroic leap to soak a rift, you know. Then I get to intervene my co-tank, so I pick up a bit of vengeance and also protect him from another attack. Then by that time there was a self-reflection, so I charge into the ads on top of the rest of the raid. No, I thunderclap, which immediately puts deep wounds on everyone.
Yeah.
I miss Rend, by the way. I still miss Rend. You know, Rend, Thunderclap, that was my thing. But anyway, Thunderclap. And then, you know, then you get the ads, and then you go back into position, and it's your turn again to taunt. And then maybe for the next, then there's a prison, and you get to use Vigilance on whoever's in the prison, just to, you know, dampen the damage they get in there, because it's 20% damage reduction for everyone. So, and that's just really cool. So you get to like leap, charge, intervene,
Use
that
all
shit
your
all the
abilities as a
time.
warrior.
And sometimes I find myself like I'm in one point of the room. You know, even like the best one I had till now was that I remember heroic leap was on cooldown, so I couldn't use it.
Mm-hmm.
And Heekin was tanking with me, so he taunted, and I saw from where we are thinking it, like 90 degrees on the rest of the way. On like really on the other end of the room, there was a rift, really in the corner. So I had time. There was no self-reflection coming, nothing. So I was just running there.
Yeah.
But by the time I came there, of course, there would be a self-reflection and everything and all this shit. And what's what the big AoE does? It's the other one.
Swelling Pride or something? Is that Swelling
Yeah,
Pride?
Swelling Pride, I think it is. Yeah, and so then it's always nice to be near healers, otherwise they panic when you drop to 20% health and you're out of range. So anyway, I was in the corner of the room. I remember I charged back to the boss, and immediately intervened to Heeken. So it was like diagonally across the room.
Vroom vroom. Yeah.
So I had intervened him so he didn't get any damage from the Swelling Pride, which was nice. And then I heroic leaped into the group because and then later I charged back to an ad that was just really cool.
Awesome.
Within a few seconds you're all around the room. And in that perspective, I also really like the kill video of our warlord, what's his face, on the ship in Dragon Soul.
Oh yeah.
Where you can see me leaping to soak
War Master Blackhorn.
Yeah, to soak one of those purples, and intervening back into the raid, soak another purple, and then stack for the big dragon attack. It's just
those are the moments. Yeah.
Those fights are really cool, where you get to use
your abilities.
The abilities, but not just like your regular like shield slam and devastate and whatnot, the thunderclap.
But more utility spells.
Yeah, utility spells where you really like. Where those spells can make the difference, because another class couldn't have done it like that. Maybe in a different way, because now, of course, every class gets a blink and every class gets a mobility spell nowadays. But
it's not the same still.
No, that's not the same. And that's just really cool. So I think my top 3 would be in encounters would be Shaft Bride, War Master Blackhorn. Probably Bethlehem after that.
Okay. What are the worst? Which one do you really don't like? Or which raid? Which boss?
I really didn't like Ultraxion.
No, that's more a DPS one. Yeah.
Yeah, but also because it's this dumb design. Yeah. Because if one person forgets to press a button which can slide underneath your DBM or whatever, or I don't know, the whole fucking raid wipes.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And then also the trash before attraction.
That's a boss. And which raid? Which song you really don't like?
Yeah, I would say I would have to go with
Dragon Soul?
I like Dragon Soul. No, Blackwing Descent I didn't like.
No, you didn't like Blackwing Descent? Okay.
Blackwing Descent. No, I didn't like it.
Okay.
No.
What's your first thought if I say the Order of Azeroth?
Friends.
Yeah, you have loads of friends?
Yeah. I made new friends, old friends joined it, shared the game, the enthusiasm for the game, which was fun. Made a lot of new friends, and actually met those players, and still making new friends every day.
Cool. How do you feel about the Order of Azeroth now?
I think it's going a good direction. We had some low points, and it's getting better now. It's getting more stable, and that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think yeah. I'm still enjoying being in the guild, and otherwise I wouldn't be here, I think.
yeah, that's logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your best moment with the guild? Your best Toa moment? Or maybe you have a few, that's also fine.
No, I think my best Toa moment was when everyone said, when we had the meeting about transferring realms, where we said, look guys, the core of this guild is pretty much the raiding team, and we're not keeping that up anymore in this realm, because there's just not enough players that share the how we view the game, like we do.
Yeah.
Like just to casually raid, but when you raid, to really go for it, and not just bash your head into the wall a few times and say, "Oh, this is not going to work because we miss 60 item levels on our gear." But like really try to figure it out, but do it casually. Like, and don't get too mad at each other. Of course, sometimes you get mad at each other, but don't have 6 progress lines or something.
Yeah.
So when we had that meeting and we said, well, there's a few options. We just call it and we say, well, it's been a great run. We've been together for 3 years and we've done some nice raids, and just everyone goes its own way. Some people want to go to higher populated realms. Other people might want to play a different faction. Other people might just want to stay here and just chill with the people in Hellfire.
Yeah.
And that basically everyone said like, nah, we'll come along to Silvermoon. And still now, for instance, like Carney, who after 1 year on Silvermoon followed us here. It's fun.
Yeah, it's cool, huh?
So that's nice moments in WoW when you can see that the guild community is actually
that holds the
points
game.
much stronger than you think.
Yeah. What was your worst moment?
My worst moment was
Yeah.
well, I can't say without really not insulting anyone, so I'll just say it. My worst moment in the Order of Azeroth was when I saw people getting in charge of the guild to eventually completely try and destroy it, willfully, and that behavior is apparently hard to get rid of. So that's actually still something I find difficult to cope with.
Yeah.
So the worst moment was just when I saw
That the guild was going to the wrong direction. The wrong people were saying,
wrong people
Oh.
calling the shots.
Yeah.
And in the end, if you want to be an officer or a guild master or whatever, you have to be mindful that you're not. It's not only pixels anymore. You're controlling in game. Then you're very actively taking on the role of being responsible for other people's fun in game, which can only be done well if you know that you have a good officer team in which everyone is willing to do their part.
Yeah.
And where, like, when I was an officer and later GM, I knew I had great people around me, and they were personally helping me a lot, and we were all on the same
Page.
track.
Yeah.
Of course, there were some funny moments with some great leaders and stuff, but you get past that and you fix that and you say, okay, good, it was a mistake, and we'll fix the mistake and we'll make sure it doesn't happen again, which didn't.
True.
So
you really see that if you have well, that's how the Order of Azeroth structure is. We have one GM, but he's more an officer of the team, but he has the last vote and things. That's just how the structure is.
yeah,
It's not. Yeah, it's more democracy than people sometimes think.
yeah, indeed. And
That makes it stronger to lead one guild if you have more people on the same page track.
Yeah. No, it's just that I'm really allergic to people that get into an officer role or a GM function, where their power goes to their heads. But not that is the case, by the way, for all you officers listening there.
You have to be safe there.
That's
Maybe
not-
no rates for you anymore.
There goes heroic progress. But
I'll take this out.
no, I mean we have it's going great now. But we had a time where it wasn't going great, and at that time I really got allergic, and luckily, I didn't decide to walk away from the guild, but I
Try to fix it.
I became GM, and for at least a period I fixed it. And then I got too busy, and now we have a great new officer team, great GM, and
And
thumbs up to all of them. They're doing a great job. And then the guild is very strong and very healthy, so that's good.
yeah, it's a new team now. Because our team just did, yeah, we have some different GMs, but most of our team did it for like 2.5 years or something.
Yeah,
That was,
think
I
so,
think
yeah.
that was the longest we had. So
Yeah, the longest steady team was about 2.5 years. I think so.
yeah, ah, cool.
Yeah.
Let's. Well, you already said it a bit. What was which rank did you have when you first joined? Do you remember that?
Huh. When I first joined, there was really funny ranks. Wait,
Do you
I
still
had like
do you still remember it or not? I can't remember it. I made it probably, but I can't
yeah,
remember
you
it
made
anymore.
them. You made them. I was like order. Um,
Yeah, what did I can't even remember what I did.
order keeper or something. No, but it was Dutch, of course. It was Dutch. So it was like, um,
I think we had to order a general or something like that or something.
yeah, but that was all you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
something I don't know. Order noob probably
No, I didn't use noob.
like green rookie or something. But then in Dutch.
Yeah. But and
Yeah,
then
and
you
then
became officer.
I became order general because that was the raider rank
Okay.
or like general of order, something like that.
Yeah.
And then then I became officer. And then we turned pretty quickly after I became officer. We became an international guild.
Yeah.
And then we changed the guild titles a lot.
Yeah. True.
To first we had this order related guild names, and later we changed them to just being very clear, like all social raider officer, just so it was very clear.
Yeah.
We would like the order legends, order raiders, and something like that.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
But I had all ranks, even exile. Yeah, thanks to my brother.
So yeah, you joined as a social member, and then you became. And then you became raider, I think.
Yeah.
And then did you become raid leader first or officer?
Good question.
Or was it both together? That's also possible. I think you became.
I think I was raid leader, which was an officer function.
Yeah.
And we had officer and raid leader, which now isn't so anymore. But so yeah, I was raid leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Officer,
First.
and then eventually you became guildmaster,
Yeah.
and now you're back to raider again.
Then back to raider again. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, but that's some people just think why I'm asking this question, but you can see even if you join as a social and just know nobody, you can still at some day become a GM or an officer. It's possible in the Order of Westbrook.
Yeah.
It's really possible.
Why not? No, yeah. But I'm enjoying my time as a raider, but I think when I would have more time, I would still like to be an officer again, but I just don't have the time that I want to have to be an officer and to spend in game, which is just how it is now, which is fine. I'm working a lot, so that's nice.
Yeah, but you're still connected, and so
Try to be there every Wednesday, Sunday.
so your real position didn't really change because if people still ask you questions sometimes. So. But the rank is
Yeah.
not the same anymore, and you miss maybe some officer conversations, but that's it.
Well, that's also nice.
But still,
really.
it can happen again that you become an officer again if you want. If you want it, then you can become an officer again, probably.
Yeah, you never know.
So, but yeah, it's all possible in the Order of Westbrook. That's just funny if you think about that. So,
Well, are there guilds where it isn't possible then? I can't imagine there being guilds where you join and they'll be like, oh, sorry, you'll never be an officer because, I don't know.
now that there are a lot of guilds who really have a steady team there. And
Oh, yeah?
don't allow others to join, use the power or such things like
Yeah,
that. You know.
Maybe our guild doesn't attract such players because
No, we don't want those players.
Yeah, indeed.
It's just,
Anti-asshole rule.
well, we're almost done with the VR. I have a few more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. So the question is, what do you want to tell the people who are in the Order of Azeroth now? What do you want to tell them?
I would say keep giving your opinion to the officers, mostly of all, because I noticed when I was GM and officer, I missed feedback a lot, and we always had to like drag feedback out of our players to keep being able to increase the guild activity and stuff we would do, and the way how we would do things, and it's important to both be critical and acknowledge the job your officers are doing. So, also pat them on the back sometimes. I guess that would be appreciated, and also just keep thinking and keep giving feedback to the officers. That would be something I would like to say, because that's what eventually keeps the guild healthy. And if you're unhappy about stuff, just tell them, and
in a normal way, of course.
Yeah,
don't shout at them. Just go in TeamSpeak.
What's good about this guild is that everything you can talk about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
that's basically what I would like to say. And other than that, I think everyone's doing a really great job in the progression team, and now with you and Biggie doing the Big Bets team, and it's all really nice. And with all the social events going on just tonight, doing the Motion Vol achievement run. I mean, it's just nice to see that the guild is still organizing stuff, and people are taking up their own goals and they're organizing it. That's nice to see. So,
what do you want to tell people that left the guild? In a good way, not people that were rage quit or something. What other people like Archin or Marisha and Hero and Mika. You can.
Well, Mika didn't left the guild.
No, okay, that's just Z. They are in real life mode now more.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say nice meeting you guys, something like that.
Okay.
Order of Azeroth always. I think that's what we told also Archin and Marisha and other people that left. The door's always open. Feel free to come back if you're just looking for a guild to hang with. Then, it's funny how you. I think the Order of Azeroth sticks to people, like with Archie, that he keeps coming back, and also Z, who went away for a while and came back.
Yeah, he left the guild for a bit.
You went away for a while and then you came back.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean,
it was very small, but yeah.
Yeah, it was still. No,
2 days.
The people who went, it was really fun to play with them, and I hope one day to either meet them and have a beer, say cheers to good times, or just play again in game, whatever.
No.
Would be nice.
What do you want to say to the people who are not in the guild yet?
Ha!
Maybe friends of other guildies or new players that see this video now.
I don't know. Just that Hegan isn't as tough as he pretends he is. Other than that, no, it's a cool guild. Come and join us. And yeah. What's there to say?
It's up to you. If you don't want to say anything, that's fine with me.
No, I just can't imagine. Like, I've been in different guilds, and I didn't like big anonymous guilds, and Order of Azeroth is just like, it seems like it's perfect fit for me and for apparently a bunch of people. I mean, you've spoken to Nightpick, who's been here now for a few years, and his buddy Zeltier, who sticks with us, although he can't be there so much, but still when he's online, he's really enjoying. Rolanor, who now is the GM, he came with us on the puck first on his mage, and he was like, oh, this is a group of people I want to play this game with, because it makes the game more fun. and that's the same feeling I had when I joined. Still feeling I have still, and that's the reason why people should join the Order of Azeroth. And if you just want to be in a hardcore progression guild, you should go there.
Nice. Yeah, well, thanks for your time and for your awesome answers on my questions. Because I think a lot of people will know Tullamore a lot better now.
Otherwise, go to your local liquor shop and buy a bottle.
Yeah. Do you want to do some shout outs to some people?
Yeah, in that case, it will be to like Z, Crazy Sensei, come back and heal us. Not that we don't have enough healers who are really good, but I mean, we had fun times. Mika, people like that. All the people who endured my GM-ship and had to be an officer while I was a GM. Really cool that you're still around. And yeah, that's it. I hope to have many nice moments in game with you guys.
Cool. Well, thanks again, Tul. Thanks for joining the show. I also want to thank the viewers and our listeners to this show, and hopefully we'll get an awesome new guest next time. So I see you guys later. Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.